I have a one-sided beef with the ending of My Fair Lady, not just because a woman returns to an abusive man, but also because showing any decision she makes at that point is to undercut the point of the story, which is that Eliza has more options at the end of the show than she does at the beginning. Let me explain. My Fair Lady is a musical version of a straight play called Pygmalion by Bernard Shaw, featuring a woman who is Cockney in the early 20th century London. She sells discarded flowers on the street. So she's cold and she's dirty, and she wants to elevate herself in the merchant class by being able to sell flowers indoors in a shop. But she knows that people are prejudiced against her sound, so she tries to hire a Professor Higgins, who is a professor of phonetics, to help her code switch, which he does. Along the way, he's cruel to her, he's mean because of their class differences and because she's a woman. But ultimately, he does the thing. She's able to not only have a flower shop if she wants to, but by the end, she also has the attention of a wealthy man named Freddie Ansford Hill that she could marry, who's obsessed with her. She also could teach phonetics. She also could stay with Higgins as he invites her to become one of the old bachelors in his household. Colonel Pickering is one such man. In other words, Eliza has attained her goal and then some by the end of the story. And then Bernard Shaw knows that, and I think respects his protagonist enough to have her at the end of his play reiterate with Higgins what her options are, so that that's fresh in our minds about what she could do. And then she walks out the door, closes it. We don't know if she ever comes back in because she's left Higgins to sulk about the fact that they just had an argument. And then it's slow curtain the end. We don't know if she comes back in and is a bachelor. We don't know if she goes and does the flower shop. Shaw said that so many people wanted the two of them to be in love during his day that he decided to have a little uh, epilogue in his play. He just sort of had to write, okay, fine, you want Higgins and Eliza to be together. He says, no, they aren't together. Since they're desperate to make her a part of a marriage, fine, she's marrying Freddie. But that isn't what he originally said. It's just something he did because people are obsessed with her having a romance, and he just wasn't. He respected her enough to create a character who is her own person and doesn't have to be partnered or paired up. And nobody seems to respect that about her, except the Lincoln Center production of My Fair Lady does go back to the original Pygmalion ending of having Eliza leave without us knowing what she ultimately chooses. So I do appreciate their attempting to respect that character again. But my reasoning for not liking My Fair Lady or the movie version of Pygmalion is because they don't trust the audience to just appreciate the fact that this woman has options, and they don't trust the audience to select the right one in their mind, I think. To sum it up, choice is Eliza's triumph. What she chooses is none of our business, and to showcase whatever decision she makes is anticlimactic at best and at worst a distraction. And that is why